Every time.
Always do that.
Every time.
So today we just wanted to go over the way that we keep track of our ROI, which stands for
Return on investment.
as a test.
Ha, I passed.
You passed. It's a super simple way, and I just keep it on a Google Sheet, and it's just really nice to go through every month and see what our return was for that month. And then we also have like a running total for all of the months combined.
Cool.
Yep. So I'm gonna grab the laptop and we will show you how we do this. So this is called, I think, the 4-quadrant category.
We'll go with that.
So now that we're in my computer, we will show you step by step exactly what we do. First thing is we just go to Google, super simple, get a Google Sheets pulled up here. I categorize it into 4 different sections to make it super easy and nice and clean. By the way, this is a pretty common way to keep track of your ROI per month. It's something that I've learned from other people, so we didn't obviously come up with this, but if you haven't heard of it, here you go for the first time. It's super nice to keep track of, and it's a really easy way that we can just go through month by month and see what we're making as a percentage.
Yeah, and we're also not telling this to brag or show off by any means. We're just kind of trying to help you guys check out ROIs for maybe future properties that you're gonna buy, or figure out maybe your own ROI on your current rental property.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So the first tab that you're gonna make over here is just your initial investment. This is what I like to do before we buy a property, to just kind of run the numbers to see what our estimated ROI is gonna be as a percentage on the rental. And then obviously if it's a good percentage, anywhere from 10 to 20% or above, then we'll usually hop on it. So this is just kind of giving us an estimate, and then we'll go through the actual numbers. So on the top left hand side here is left side.
Yeah, you're right.
Left. Top left hand side is just the estimated rents that we'll collect, which we had figured out for this property in particular would be $1,800.
Our next quadrant. It's a weird word.
Quadrant.
Our next quadrant is our monthly expenses, and for our initial investment we just kind of estimated. We knew the mortgage was going to be around $1,261, and that's after talking with our lender. Repairs and maintenance, sometimes we'll throw a number in there, sometimes we'll just leave it blank when we're calculating things. They're usually not super duper high, at least for us in the area that we're buying rental properties. So that's something you can put in if you want to. But as for us, we're just gonna leave them at 0.
So when we were running the numbers on this house, we obviously put in numbers here for repairs and maintenance. For example, if we put in like $150 per month for repairs and maintenance, as you can see, the numbers kind of adjust themselves.
We obviously put money aside every month from the income that we receive from this house, just in case something does go wrong. We have a little savings account that comes in from the rental income. But as of when we were buying this house, there was, in the moment, no repairs or maintenance needed and no vacancies because we already had renters lined up.
Yeah, but we're always planning for the future, so we always save for future vacancies and repairs and stuff. But I would recommend when you're doing this to just add in whatever you feel comfortable with saving on a month-by-month basis for future repairs and maintenance, and then your numbers and then your numbers will adjust automatically here. So this was kind of just giving us an idea of what we'd be looking at. So realistically, when we first started, it was probably 150 to 200 for that. And as far as vacancy goes, honestly, that's in a really good college town area that seems to not have many vacancies. So I don't know, that might bite us in the butt later. I don't hopefully foresee many vacancies in the area.
Yeah, especially right now while the market is super hot for both homes and rental properties.
Yeah.
Okay, next up is our cash flow, and this is just where we take our income and our expenses from the left side and subtract them to get our estimated monthly cash flow.
So as you can see here, if you did count like the repairs and maintenance stuff, the estimated cash flow would be $389. If you took it out, it would be $539. So again, however you want to do that, if you want to add in those estimated costs now, obviously you can. And then down below is going to give you your cash on cash ROI. So you're just going to take everything that was included with your closing of the house. So it's $6,000. We had initially, as you can see here on the right hand side, we had initially put $27,000 in. Later, we did a cash out refinance and got $21,000 back.
Subtract those two numbers and that's where you get the $6,288.
Yeah. So initially it was more, but since we did a cash out refinance, now we only have $6,000 into the deal. But you'll just put however much your down payment was, your closing costs, and if you had any like repairs done to the house initially.
So to get your ROI percentage, you just take your monthly cash flow from the upper right hand quadrant and you times it by 12 because there's 12 months in a year.
Really?
Yeah. And then after that, you divide that by your total investment.
Yeah, and that will give you your estimated cash on cash return, which again, we look anywhere from 10 to 20 or above. So obviously this is super good. Again, not including the stuff, repairs and maintenance and stuff. So let's just be conservative here and let's just say that we're gonna add in $350 extra.
Math is hard.
Per month. It would still give us an estimated cash on cash. Cash on cash.
Cash on cash on cash.
ROI of 36%, which is still super good. Again, we're gonna go through realistically what it's gonna look like every month because I mean, this is just an estimate. It's not exactly what it's going to be every month.
But we do keep track of it every month, and then we also keep a running total, so we kind of know what's happening within the house and if our ROI is still good or if we need to maybe rethink and either refinance or sell the property.
Yeah. So we'll kind of just show you maybe like the first month that we had a rental in there and then a few in between until now. So I just keep literally every month here and I just go through one time at the end of the month. So it's super easy, just copy and paste this little quadrant over to each month.
So what we do is we go through every single month and if we had to pay anything for repairs and maintenance or if we had any vacancies and we were missing out on rent, then we would go ahead and throw them in the expenses. This is the This is the first month we had this rental property. So as you can see, the rent is actually lower because we started out a little bit lower and then the mortgage is that higher?
Yeah, it's a little bit higher.
It's a little bit higher before we did our refinance. So the ROI was not as good, but still really great.
In August of 2020, I had to replace the water filter, which is $43. So any expense you have, just immediately go and write it down right now.
Do it.
No, just if you just whatever you remember. Go write down the expense and then obviously that'll just be all included, so it'll count as your expense. And as you can see, the ROI for that month was a little bit lower, but I'll show you at the end how we kind of average it all out.
This is September 2020. Looks like we paid for a backflow preventer, which I don't even know what that is, but I'm sure we needed it.
For the sprinklers.
In October, we paid for an air conditioning covering, and then we also had to blow out the sprinkler. I cannot speak today. And we also had to blow out our sprinklers. I can't.
Okay, so yeah, there's not much more to say with these. As you can tell, it's just kind of the same.
It looks like those last 2 months rent was higher, and I'm assuming those were late fees.
Yeah, they were late fees.
We got them hit with a couple late fees.
We hit them with some late fees.
We hit them with some late fees.
Okay, are we on our phone now?
Yes.
Moving into 2021, what do we've got? Okay, same old. Let's see, let's get to the refi. It was in, oh, here it is. We didn't have to pay a mortgage this month because we refinanced, and so you don't have to pay a mortgage the first month, which was super nice because look at that, cash on cash, baby.
Bang, bang.
May is when we upped the rents a little bit to $1,800, and then our payment went down a little bit to $1,260. And as you can see, same old, just some lawn stuff, some mowing lawn stuff. Like we said in the beginning, we are setting aside a certain amount per month for future like vacancies and repairs and maintenance and that kind of stuff. But I also like to see what our actual like ROI is per month, because that initial number isn't the actual number because that hasn't happened yet. But now like we can keep track of like what's actually happening, where we're at.
So basically we just take an average of all of the months together to get our total ROI. And so far on this property, we are at 72.23%, which is absolutely incredible for a rental property. Like we said at the beginning, we always try to shoot for like 10-15%, and so 72 is pretty awesome, and that's with the help of the cash out refinance.
We wouldn't have been able to have it this high if it wasn't for the refinance, because we would have had more in the deal. It still would have been a good return, but not as good as this.
Yeah, it would have taken us a lot longer to get our money back that we had put into the deal.
Yeah.
The ROI. The ROIs aren't quite as high because we haven't done cash out refinances on them, but they're still pretty good.
Yeah, that's why I wanted to show you this one, because it's the highest.
No, it just like can help show you like options to get a higher ROI. So if you haven't looked to refinance and you have a rental property, that is a good thing to do, maybe.
Yeah. Think about it. Maybe you've heard of doing it this way, and maybe you haven't, but let us know what you like. Let us know if you liked this way. Anyways, we really thank you for joining us today. It's been an absolute blast, and there is nothing else that I have to say to you.
And hopefully we didn't bore you to death.
It's been a blast, guys. Peace.